Did you see that? Oh my god. Alright, so today we are going to be doing a summery bronzy look, which is so weird for me to say because I'm filming this in May. No, in June. Wait, what month is it? But when you're seeing it, it's the middle of summer, which is crazy. I just kind of wanted to have fun with some summery colors, some glitter, some bronziness, and a lot of the products I'm using today are first impressions as well, and there were some winners. So if you're excited for this video and you enjoy while you're watching, you can give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, I upload every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific time. Let's get into it. It is weirdly cold in this room right now, so I have my hot pack on my lap. So we're going to start out with a primer that I haven't tried before. It's not really a primer, it's just a beauty oil, so you can mix this in with foundation, it says, or you can apply it before your makeup. So this is the Farsali Rose Gold Elixir. I've always heard good things about this, and I actually didn't even know I had it. I was just kind of clearing out some of my makeup, and I found it. It's sealed. There was like stuff on the cap that I just wiped off, but it's sealed. I'm gonna shake this up. So this is basically just supposed to be like a luminous, fast absorbing, lightweight moisturizer infused with 24 karat gold. Oh, it has rosehip oil. All right, love rosehip. Whoa, what the heck? Wait, this has like actual gold flakes? I'm confused. Look at this. What in the heck? That's gonna come out on my face. I'm a little bit confused how having flecks of gold on my face is gonna go, but okay. Smells pretty chemical-y to me. This one definitely feels a little bit thicker than my other oil that I normally use. It just feels like a thick kind of face oil, but we'll see if it absorbs in. I'm using a very matte foundation, so I kind of wanted to test this today so that I can, know if it does anything as far as luminosity underneath, but it is an oil, so I'm guessing it will. It actually does feel like it's sinking into the skin a bit, which I like, since I'm putting it on underneath the foundation. I did also want to try this new, I don't actually know if this is new, but I just picked it up on Sally Beauty. It's the Collab Fundamental Smoothing Primer. This got really good reviews. Wow, my wrists look kind of janky. This got good reviews. So did one of their setting sprays that we're going to try today. So I just picked it up solely off of their reviews. People said that this is like an actual nice smoothing primer. So I'm always on the hunt for a primer that fills in the pores and does what it says it's going to do. So I'm just going to use this, I think, around my nose. Maybe on my, yeah, let's do it on my forehead, why not? Oh, it feels very lightweight. Keep in mind I am putting it on top of the oil, so it'll probably feel a little bit different once on its own, but it feels super thin. I can't totally tell off of just the immediate first impression. It didn't do as much filling in as my Revlon pore reducing primer does. That one is like, you can immediately see it. But I like how thin this one feels. It doesn't feel really silicone-y. It kind of feels like just a very lightweight lotion. So whenever I'm wearing self tanner, or I have one, like right now I'm just using the Loving Tan in medium, the like wash off stuff, I'll link it down below. But whenever I'm wearing self tanner, my foundation options are a little bit more limited because obviously it's a different shade than I normally wear. So this is one of them that I'm hoping will match, but this is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Maximum Cover in the lightest shade, which is 1N3 Creamy Vanilla, which is quite dark for the lightest shade. But this one I remember being full coverage and very matte, and last time I used this, I'm pretty sure was when I had acne before Accutane. So I haven't used this in a long time. I did check to make sure they still sell this, and they do. Hopefully the shade matches. If not, I'll just have to mix something in with it. I'm just remembering that you need a tiny bit of this because it is super full coverage. I'm going to spread this over to the other side. This stuff, if you have acne, it does cover it. Undertone is definitely looking quite off. Usually bronzer will kind of really help the situation. Yeah, shade is definitely looking very off. But sitting on my skin really nicely. Wish they made more shades of this because it is so full coverage and it looks really nice on the skin. I'm using a super warm bronzer to kind of bring in some of the tones from my neck. So it'll hopefully come together once I do that. For concealer, I'm just going to use Maybelline Fit Me in the shade 15. But I'm going to use my Haley's Beauty sponge to blend that out. Just noticed I have a ton of lash glue still on my lashes from yesterday. Nothing new here, setting my under eyes with my usual. All right, now we're gonna go hard with some MAC MSF. This is in the shade Medium Deep. I like using this for bronzer because it does have more of like this kind of reddish tone. Oh yeah, it's gonna be better. And because this is a mineralized skin finish, it's not technically a bronzer. I like using this in this way because it is kind of more, a little bit more sheer and just more blendable because it's not a super pigmented bronzer. It's meant to be more of like a face powder. So you can already see that side looking at my neck versus that side. Definitely looks a lot more cohesive. I'm gonna bring that down to my chin a little bit. I like the balance of that oil with this foundation a lot. It's giving like a nice amount of glow. Ooh, I wanted to use this. Actually, I think you can use this over your makeup too, but this is the Makeup Forever Light Velvet Air Shine Control Refreshing Spray. Whenever a setting spray is shine controlling, it kind of makes me think you're supposed to put it on before, but sometimes it's after. Okay, it says you can apply this alone or over foundation. So like I said, I have the other collapse setting spray I kind of want to use too, but let's just wait and see when we get there. I'm going to try out this L'Oreal brow pen. This is in the shade Dark Brunette. So this is their micro ink pen, and I think I got this off Amazon, but it's kind of like what's been going around right now with like the Milk Kush brow pen where it has the little prongs. I've tried probably 4 or 5 of these that have this kind of style tip, and in the past I found that they're kind of a little bit gimmicky. They don't really give as fine of a tip as you usually want, but let's try it out. So I'm going to start kind of out here just to see what the color is. Oh, this one so far is actually doing more, but you basically have to lay it completely flat. I can see the little 3 lines. I don't know if it's showing up on camera. It's not really bringing it all the way up, but I can definitely see it at the bottom. Definitely more effective than the Milk one. I don't see myself using it all the time, but the color is nice. I think I would still rather have just a thin pen that I can kind of create each line, because you definitely do have to have, oh god, the right angle. Like you have to be fully flat. If you're doing your other brow where you kind of have to cross over it, it is harder to get that really flat angle because you basically have to pull your arm all the way across, you know, unless you're someone who can go like this way, which I can't. So for blush, I'm going to go in with this Milani blush. This is Spiced Rose, and because I want this to be very summery and glowy and warm looking, I wanted to take kind of a more orange toned blush like this and one that's a little bit darker than what I would normally use. I want this to be a very blushed look, so I'm bringing this all over, and it's going to be pretty pigmented. Once I have my eyes and stuff on, it's not going to look quite as crazy, but I do want a lot of blush today, okay? If you don't want this much blush, don't do it, but I'm feeling it. I'm also taking whatever's left over just on my nose. Then to blend that out, I'm just going to take a loose powder and go around the edges of this, kind of to melt it all in and just make it look a little bit more blended on the edges. You can use literally whatever face powder you have for this. So for highlight, I'm going to take the Pixie Subtle Sunrise highlight. This is one of my favorites. I usually use this shade, which is beautiful, but this shade is also really nice, usually just a little bit too dark, but today I can use it. So it has this more of like a peachy pink tone, which I think will look really pretty with this look. I wonder if highlight's going to be totally out of style in like 5 years. This highlight is so buttery and nice. You can get Pixie at Target. To prime the eyes, using my usual. Actually, let's use, I already dipped in. I was going to say let's use the e.l.f. one because I used a different shade of the Poreless Putty Primer the other day, and I liked it a lot more than the white one. So for eyeshadow, we are going to use one of my favorites from the drugstore. This is the Maybelline Nudes of New York. Such a pretty warm palette. These shadows are so pretty. They feel like high-end shadows to me. I think I'm going to use some gold glitter on top of today's eye look. So let's first start out with heroin. I don't want to say heroin, but heroin. You know what I'm trying to say. It's right here. Wait, do you say that the same way? Things you think about when you're talking to yourself, man. It's honestly really weird when I think about that. Like, for how many years now? Almost 8 years I've been talking to myself. I mean, I'm talking to you guys, but like right now I'm literally sitting in a room with bright ass lights on talking to myself. The internet, you know? My hands look so much lighter than my face and my body right now. I tried to bring this stuff like on my fingers, but then I accidentally washed my hands and that didn't really work. So I did a glowy powder foundation video on IGTV a long time ago when I was in Florida, but let me know if you guys would want to see that on the tubes too. Next I'm going to take Creator. It's a little bit more warm. Put that into the crease. The matte shades in here are so nice. If you have not picked up this palette yet, you need to. So in this palette, there's actually 7 metallic shades. So I like that there's kind of a lot of choices here. Normally I'll go in with this shade right here. I love this one, but I think I'm going to take this gold shade. I'm going to press that on the lid. And then, like I said, I am going over this with a gold glitter. So I'm just kind of putting that everywhere, and then we're gonna basically cover it with glitter. But anytime you use a glitter, it definitely helps to have something underneath it because most glitters aren't super opaque, so there's gonna be something coming through underneath it, if that makes sense. I tried to paint my nails all artsy last night. I don't know if it worked out. Also, you know, when you paint your nails, just like assuming that all of the polish that you got on your finger is gonna just wash off in the shower and when you wash your hands. Well, that hasn't really happened yet, so I'm just looking like a 5-year-old painted my nails. Just adding a little bit more creator just to reinforce it. As far as glitter, I'm gonna go in with one of these by Urban Decay. The one I usually use is Midnight Cowboy. It's like a very nice, kind of more cool tone gold. And then this one's definitely more of a copper. It's Starfire. I haven't used this one, I don't think, ever. Let's do this one just for funsies. I'm gonna basically put this all over the lid. This is a glitter liner, but I like using these on the lid because they're basically a glitter glue, so you don't have fallout and you don't have to do a whole lot. I'm kind of just fading it out when I get towards where I have the darker shadow. All right, folks, we are glittered up. I've been really liking the look of glitter with kind of a more soft lash and soft eye, so I'm not going to do winged liner. I might add a little bit of liner, but first let's do the lower lash line. So I'm going to go with NARS. I can't believe I still have to look at this every time. It's just their white one, Santa Monica Boulevard. This needs to be sharpened. Oh my god, why is this so impossible to keep your mouth closed when you do that? Then let's go back in with this palette and go back in with Heroin. I'm having issues. Blend this down my lower lash line. Like I said, I just kind of want to keep everything soft, so I don't think I'm going to bring a dark shade down here, but I do want to add a little bit of something. So before we do the lashes, I'm going to go in with setting spray. I don't know which one I want to use. I'm really curious about this one. It's the 3-in-1 Hydrating Makeup Setting Mist from Collab, and this one got really good reviews too, and people were saying that it actually makes their makeup stay on longer. This one is more of like a shine control. Because I have that matte foundation on, I don't think I'm going to use that today. Let's go in with Collab. I'm hoping that this has a nice spritzer on it. Oh, did you see that? Oh my god. I am not sure if I've shaved my armpits today, so let's just keep the arms low. Oh my god. Amazing mister. Ooh, it smells nice. Doesn't have too strong of a fragrance, but it smells very refreshing. Wow, that mister was like 10 out of 10. Reminds me of the new Hourglass Veil setting spray. Okay, I do think that added some glow. That is looking pretty identical, I feel like, to what the Hourglass Veil setting spray does. This, I think, was out actually before the Hourglass one, so I don't think it was made to be like a dupe of it or anything. I want to keep spraying that on my face. I'm stoked. So for lashes, I think I'm going to use these Makeup Geek ones. These are in the style Elegant, but I think I'm going to really cut them down and kind of focus them more on the outer half of my eye, I think. But first, let me just put on a thin coat of mascara. If you don't want to put on lashes, I feel like this kind of look still looks really nice with just mascara and no liner, no eyeliner. Okay, lashes are on. I think I might change my mind about the lower lash line. I kind of want to add a little bit more of a smoke down there. So I'm going to go in with this shade, Self Starter. There we go. I feel like that's what we needed. Let's put on some lower lash mascara. Okay, I'm kind of going back and forth on the lip color. I think it might be nice and like summery to do something bright, but with the glitter, I don't know, man. It might be like a little over top. Maybe we'll try this and I'll just wipe it off if I don't like it. I'm going to start close in, just see what the colors. I think that could be actually really pretty because it has this almost like melony look to it. Or maybe it'll just like sheer it out. Ooh, I like that. Okay, so this is, what is this? It's from YesStyle. It's in the shade 01 Melting, and it is, I cannot tell the brand. I'll link it down below. I remember it was very affordable. I'm just lining like the edge of my lip, and then I'm going to kind of try and blend inward. Ooh, yeah, that is so pretty. I like that it's not like too pigmented. It just gives kind of like a soft look and still looks very summery. So this is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed this, some first impressions slash just summery glowy kind of look. I'm happy with how it turned out. I really like the whole combo of that foundation with the oil with that MAC powder. I feel like it looks just very nice and like a good amount of glow. And then I think the standout product for me today, what is this hair doing? Was definitely this setting spray. Holy crap, I'm so excited to try this again. Also really loving the blush. I think if you have a little bit of a tan or if you're self-tanning or whatever, that blush shade looks just very nice and summery, and it's like a good amount of warm. So I'm gonna have all the products I used on my face today listed down below in the description box. But I love you guys. Thanks for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.